We can start with an opening comment from you.
Okay.
Definitely. You're welcome. All right, a reminder, the final score of today's game, Oregon State 74, South Dakota State 62. And also a reminder, please, before asking a question, raise your hand and state your name and media affiliation. Now with us, we have the head coach of Oregon State, Scott Rueck. Coach, we'll open with a comment from you.
Okay, thank you. Just what a gutsy, great win for our program. Great atmosphere for women's basketball. Incredible crowd today on a 2 p.m. on a Friday. So impressed that so many came out to support us. Not surprised though. Very impressed with South Dakota State. Just like I said yesterday, very well coached, disciplined, hard-nosed, talented basketball team. We knew they would come in here swinging and try to punch us first, and they did that. They came out and just were, laser focused, knocking shots down. Their posts were hitting threes. They played a great game today, and we beat a very good basketball team. I was really happy to see us relax, settle down. Especially in the second half, we got back to playing our kind of basketball. I thought our defense was at a different level second half, and that really was the difference in the game, in my opinion. I thought we imposed our will a little bit more, but you never know what a 2-week layoff, the impact of that. I thought that played a role today a little bit in us just kind of remembering what it feels like out there, with the lights bright. And so really happy and proud of our team and grateful for the W.
All right, thank you, Coach. Now we will take questions for our student athletes. Again, those student athletes are Allie Gibson, who had 16 points, 5 rebounds, Sydney Wiese, who had 23 points, 4 assists, and Ruth Hamblin, who had 17.7 rebounds. Questions for our student athletes?
Gina Mizell with Oregonian. Ruth, during that stretch early in the second half, I think you had 8 points in a 13-2 run or something. Just what was the difference between the first half and the second half as far as you guys coming out and really getting rolling?
I think we just remembered who we were, and we came out and just played hard and played aggressive and just got the looks that we needed, and those are the looks that we make. So.
John Warren, KUJO 1240. Ruth, did you find more openings? Was it just a little bit easier, the plays we called your way during that run?
Kind of. I think I also just was a bit more aggressive to the rim. I knew that I needed to score for my team, so I tried to bring that. And the guards did a great job of getting me the ball, too. So.
Gary Morris at the Statesman Journal. Like Coach Rueck said, this game was a real test today. You're down at the half. Should that help this team moving forward as each round, I guess, is going to get a little tougher? Is this good for Oregon State to have a game like this?
I think definitely give credit to South Dakota State. They came out, punching, and they weren't afraid of us, and they really tested us today. So we're thankful for that opportunity to see that early on, and thankful to move on. And I think it's gonna install a new fire, a new passion in us as we move forward. And so we're excited to get back to work tomorrow and see who we're gonna face on Sunday.
Danny Moran with the Oregonian, got some shot ball, say from deep, but it seemed like you had some lanes to the basket, were attacking well. What did you see from their defense that allowed you to kind of get both those elements of your scoring going?
I thought I had to be a little bit more aggressive and just try and open it up a little bit for myself and my teammates. I thought that, that there were a lot of opportunities to go inside out, and whether it's finishing at the basket or kicking out for a 3, just trying to create a little bit more offensively.
David back.
David Brown, because of South Dakota. Ruth, even though you guys were down at the half, you had that 11-0 run late in the first half. Did you notice they were maybe settling a little outside? Was your defense picking up steam?
Yeah, I think we kind of just got some traction defensively, and we found our rhythm and kind of reconfirmed our identity in defense.
Allie, what did you guys talk about at halftime? You had that run, and they kind of pushed it back to take the lead. So just what was said in the locker room?
I think at halftime we just talked about bringing in energy that we hadn't had in the first half and just going back to what we had practiced. We hadn't played in 2 weeks, and South Dakota State came out strong, and so we knew that we needed to go back to our fundamentals and get defensive stops, and I think we did that in the second half.
Not playing for 2 weeks and then playing a team that you've only seen on film, and they looked seasoned. They looked like they've had a lot of good experience. How long did it take? What was it like in that beginning to kind of get going?
Well, you watched the game. I think it took us a while, but all the credit goes to South Dakota State. I think, like I said, they came out fighting, ready to play, and I thought we handled it decently. They didn't get a big lead on us, and we had a good run at the end of the first half. They got back a little bit, and then second half was a different story. So, South Dakota State should be definitely proud of how they fought today, and they're going to be tough to face in the next couple of years.
Scott Muller, KMTR. How nice was it to just be able to play in front of the home crowd here today, as opposed to last year on the road?
I think it was really special just having the people, doing the wave around and saying OSU. It's pretty cool, the atmosphere that we've created over the past few years. The Beaver Nation has really been coming out to support us, and we love all that support.
Anything else for our student athletes? All right, thank you very much. Congratulations. Good
Thank
luck
you.
on Sunday.
Go Beavs.
All right, now we'll take questions for Coach Rueck. Here.
Scott, you've played in front of a lot of big crowds this year in Pac-12 games. Did this feel different? I know it's the first time Oregon State's played at home in the tournament. Did it have a different feel to it?
It's cool to see that logo up, the NCAA tournament logo, seeing that blue in the gym. It's the only blue I've ever liked seeing in our gym, and so it had a little bit different just because, things are in different places, the band's in a different spot, we're watching NCAA commercials on the screen in pregame instead of listening to music, and so it had a more sterile feel, which it's supposed to. It's supposed to be a neutral site, but you look up though and you see a sea of orange on both sides and in the end zones. It's very comforting, so slightly different, but still a little bit like home.
Ruth said she felt more aggressive coming out in the second half. Did you guys make a concerted effort to say, hey, we need to get the ball down to her?
No, I mean we were talking about that all first half too. What was different was our defense. That just makes us go. And when they come out and you see somebody shooting a passing lane and getting a steal, one of the things we talked about in halftime was, they had 4 turnovers, in 20 minutes, 4 turnovers, probably 35 possessions and 4 turnovers. That means we're not enforcing our will at all. And we're not a team that's going to force a ton, but we should force more than that. We should make them a little more uncomfortable than they were. In the first 2 possessions of the second half set the tone. I thought, we blocked a shot. We forced them to turn the ball over on a pass. That turned into transition opportunities for us. So I think once we get into that rhythm, then the offense feels more normal. Everybody gets a little more aggressive because it feels right, and so it's just a comforting feeling when we are forcing the tempo, we are forcing, just the intensity of play as opposed to allowing them. And so those were the key comments at halftime, and I thought that was key to the second half and key to Ruth.
Scott, was there ever a sense of panic? You knew they were going to come out and punch you, but when shots weren't falling and the defense wasn't where you wanted it, was there ever a sense of panic?
Yeah, I didn't like it, but at the same time I understood, it's the first half of the NCAA tournament. We're playing a very good team that's used to winning, and we haven't played in 2 weeks, so that was what kept me sane, during that time, and so it's never easy seeing your team struggle a little bit and not play the way I know they're capable, and so that was where all my pleading came from. I was just, please, let's just get gritty defensively and give that extra effort that we need, and that just comes with time. And with this team, sooner or later it's coming, and we need to start games from here on out the way we started the second half.
Falls. I thought City made a great point. Was thanking South Dakota State for knocking you guys in the mouth and start off to kind of wake you guys up. Is that how you felt you needed this kind of wake-up call heading forward?
No, I don't know if we needed it. I just assumed it would come, and so. You would anticipate your opponent coming out and playing tough, and we knew they would. So I guess, you're thankful that it gets you to that next level. I think a test today certainly is going to help us in the future. But I can't say that it surprised me at all. I assumed that would come, and they're hard to guard. That's a tough cover and a tough prep, and. Talking to coaching friends, they're like, man, you guys got a lot of great coaches in Corvallis this weekend, and a lot of great programs, and South Dakota State is no exception. That's as well coached a team as you're going to find.
Any player for you other than Ruth on her run that stands out that kind of spurred you?
Yeah, Devin Hunter. Devin was phenomenal second half. And the stats didn't turn out, but I asked her right before the second half started how many offensive rebounds she was going to have. Because she makes that go. Now we shot 48%, so there weren't a ton to get, and we're playing against a very good rebounding team. But she ends with 12 boards. 3 steals, 2 blocks. When Devin is giving us that kind of energy and effort. She makes us a lot better basketball team And so I thought Devin, then obviously Sydney, shooting the ball the way she did, put everybody at ease. It wasn't a great shooting game for Jamie. She's saving that for Sunday, but Sid, I thought, again, was just that steady performer that we needed to calm everybody down. When that three goes down, it's kind of like a Ruth block. It's just one of those things that just makes everybody happy and comfortable. And then once again, Jen hits a big three. Just another big three off the bench. What'd she play? 3 minutes? 5 minutes today, and hits just a huge three during that run in the second half when we gave Sydney a break. So it was a great team win.
When your defense picked up, did you notice SDSU starting to settle a little more outside, like late in the first half when you had that 11-0 run?
I don't know if they were settling. I think Ruth was in the middle, and so when you've got 6'6" on the inside, we had 9 blocks today. I don't know if you're settling. I think that's the shot that you can get maybe. And so I don't know. I didn't feel that necessarily from them. I thought that was when we were dictating, where they were at on the floor, and I thought our defense was dialed in during that stretch. So, and that was kind of our game plan, to keep them away from the rim. Miller is such a good point guard. She's like a power forward playing the one. She rebounds like a power forward. It's unbelievable. If she misses, she gets her rebound. She's phenomenal. And so we tried to keep our best to keep her away from the basket. I don't know how you say 24 way to check. I don't know how you say her name, but she's awesome. She took the game over down the stretch a little bit. 6 straight points against us. You do your best to keep her away from the basket. And then Ruth's got their center. And so that's what makes us who we are. Is making teams have to beat us from the perimeter.
Coach Drew from the SDSU Legion. Do you think that the SDSU's foul trouble in the beginning of the second half, do you think that played into you guys' run at all?
No, it could have. It changed their rotation. I know that. But this is a team that's deep. In watching them, 40 goes out and in comes 21 or 0, and they can hurt you a different way than 40 can. So they've got so many interchangeable parts. That I think that this team, can handle foul trouble in a way. Certainly you don't want that, so it could have been a factor.
Okay.
And Scott, other than the fact of being a 3 seed puts you at home, are the seeds really irrelevant? Because North Dakota State, South Dakota State, that didn't look like what a 14 seed.
I agree with you, and I knew when that name popped up. It's kind of funny because there's cameras watching every coach in the country, and you want to smile and hey, we're in the tournament, and then at the same time you're like, oh man. That's tough. Look at who's coming out to Corvallis, and it's like, okay, there maybe were a couple other teams I would have preferred to see, and they're a 14, and they're a 6, and they're an 11. And so I knew enough about this program to know they're probably not a 14. Their resume certainly improved as the season went, though, but you've got 2 freshmen in the starting lineup, and so of course they're better right now than they were earlier in the year. And so I don't know. I just knew enough to know that they're probably not a 14. But who knows? Seeds don't matter. That's what makes March Madness, right? 14 was a lucky number yesterday on the men's side. I was hoping that would not hold true today.
Now time for one more. Oregon.
Coach, as Jamie finished that field goal, was there anything in particular that you thought that South Dakota State did to help win or affect this? Was it just an off day?
Just an off day. She did a great job. She had a tough assignment defensively, and so she did a great job for us over there. Enough other people went, certainly for Jamie to not finish with a field goal, and that might be the first time all year, so that's pretty strange. Credit them. They defended her well, but I still thought she got a couple of good looks, especially early in the game, that were normal for her, and our advantage was more inside, so I think we emphasized that just a little bit more than we have.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Yeah.
Thank you, members
Thanks,
of
you
the
guys.
media. Oregon State will be playing winner Gonzaga and George Washington Sunday at 4 p.m. the second round game. Transcription of